Here's a little bonus footage for you, just to show you my appreciation for joining me today in my leg workout on 99C.fit. This is my pride and joy of my gym. It is my Arnold Schwarzenegger life-size cloth. They call it a tarpaulin here. Here are some of my resistance bands. This black thing on the bottom is actually a bar designed specifically for resistance bands to give you the barbell sensation. This is my old school chest expander. It took me a very long time to realize that you can remove these weights, because otherwise, the springs rather, it's quite difficult. This is another resistance band setup that comes with this one, obviously. They both have the stripes on it. And you can wrap this around your back and do chest presses or even push-ups. Lots of different things. I like to use it also for seated calf raises. Here we get into my weapons section, which really doesn't have much to do with the workouts, but I have 2 different kinds of nunchucks. I have 4 different kinds of Chinese Kung Fu whips. We used to do that 3 or 4 times a week in China, but we don't. These are my barbells. One is 4 feet, one is 6 feet. This is my bench area. I keep the weights usually on bottom. I'm usually neater than that, but I have to organize quickly. Legs, there's the bench. These supports are much too low. I wish they were higher because I can't do squats or shoulder presses. Here is a stepper that is really hard and slippery. And then this is the pull down attachment that goes to my weight bench, obviously, for back and triceps. Here I have some yoga bands, a jump rope. These can be used more than you think. They can be used almost in the identical way that the chest expander can be used. So that's interesting. Here's my ab ball. I really need to start using that. Look, even this stepper comes with resistance bands. Perhaps that's just to prevent slippage. Here are more resistance bands. These are bands usually that go around your legs if you're trying to work or rehab leg injuries. This was not my first set of bands, but this is probably my second, and they've lasted forever. I got them in Shenyang, China. These are smaller resistance bands that are great for when I want to do flies on the bench, because the other ones are just too big. I call these ribbon bands, and they have a variety of uses. I use them basically for leg presses. I call these loop bands. They're extremely versatile as well. Anything that you could do with a tube band, you can do with a loop band. And if you wanted to do leg extensions, that's a great way to do it. Okay, my new tripod, which I did not use today. My boxing bag, I think it's called a reaction bag. That's what I call it. This is the attachment for my preacher curl. My yoga mat, my V handle, my water, some more weights. This box contains extra resistance band handles, gym gloves, carabiners for the pull down and for the resistance bands, wraps, wrist straps, everything. And then here we get back to the door where I have even more resistance bands. This is the set that I use most of the time. But I have these frilly ones, and I even have a smaller size frilly one, which I've never even used yet, but I will. Okay, so that's a little tour of my home gym. Wife put up the curtains. This is another thing I failed to show you. They're all over Facebook. You can order them anywhere if you were so inclined. There is my mortal enemy, the scale. So once again, thanks for joining me. Please come back and check me out on 99C.fit. Don't forget to check out the other trainers as well on 99C.fit. We do so many disciplines, I'm not even going to insult you by trying to rattle them off because I can't remember them all. Okay, so in the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back. And in the words of me, stay positive, stay strong.